Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to Vistula Language Solutions. I'm Daniel Miller, and today we are going to talk about idioms to describe people. Okay, so first of all, what is an idiom? So an idiom is a group of words whose meaning is different than each individual word. Okay, so for example, we have this idiom to grab a bite. To grab a bite. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 words, but together they mean to have a quick meal somewhere. A quick meal somewhere. Okay. So for example, I have a sentence here. I don't have much time tomorrow, but if you were free in the evening, we could grab a bite somewhere. We can grab a bite somewhere. Okay. So basically. That is what an idiom is. So you have some target words or some target idioms today. So I'm going to read them to you one by one. We have a couch potato, the teacher's pet, to be going gray, to feel under the weather, a wolf in sheep's clothing, to let one's hair down, a penny pincher, to live in a world of one's own, a breadwinner, and the homemaker. Okay, so these are some idioms that we have in English that you can use to describe people, about their personality or characteristics about the person, or things that they do. Okay, so let's go here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you a story, and the story will be about people in my apartment building in Warsaw in Poland. So, and after the story, I will have a kind of like a small quiz for you. Okay, so let's go to the story. And I live in an interesting apartment building in Warsaw in Poland. Okay, and in the building we all know each other. We know each other, but we are all different. Okay, for example, there is the Kowalski family next door. They have a teenage son, David. Okay, David is polite. A young boy, but he is such a couch potato. Okay, so he's a couch potato, and David's mother is worried because if he doesn't stop being a couch potato, then he won't make the time in order to study enough to go to a top university because he is such a couch potato. All right, now, and David's little sister, Janet, is the exact opposite. Her parents are proud of her, and David is a little jealous, so he likes to call her the teacher's pet. Okay, so David calls Janet the teacher's pet because she is a really good student. Okay, and now Janet and David's father, Paul, makes a lot of money. He's a doctor. His job is stressful. Because of this, he is going gray. He's going gray. Okay, now upstairs in my apartment building is the Novak family, and the father, Thomas Novak, he is the breadwinner. He is the breadwinner. He's a translator. That is his job. But today he is home because he's feeling under the weather today. He's feeling under the weather. Okay, and although he is not a doctor like Mr. Kowalski, his job pays well enough, but he is a bit of a penny pincher. He's a bit of a penny pincher. Okay? And his wife, Mrs. Novak, is quite busy with her job as the homemaker. So with all the cooking, cleaning, and helping the children with homework, she has little time to let her hair down. Okay? So she's the homemaker, and she does a lot of things at home, and she doesn't have enough time to let her hair down. Okay, and their daughter, Julia, is pleasant, and she minds her parents, so she listens to her parents. However, she seems to live in a world of her own. She seems to live in a world of her own because she's always walking around, listening to her iPod, not really paying attention to what is happening. Okay? And now, Julia's younger brother is Thomas Jr., and Thomas Jr., everyone thinks, is such a polite little boy, but he is a wolf in sheep's clothing. He steals money from his parents. And I have even seen him throw stones through a few windows. So everyone thinks he's a polite little boy. He's a wolf in sheep's clothing because I have seen him do things that aren't very nice. Okay? So let's look at the next thing here. Okay, so I want to just do a little review. So you have, number one, someone who seems friendly, but is unpleasant and cruel. Okay, what's the idiom? Do you remember the idiom? And number 2, someone who spends a lot of time at home being lazy or watching a lot of television. What do you think? What's the idiom for this? And number 3, which idiom means to not feel well? What is the idiom that means to not feel well? Number 4, the member of the family who makes the most money. Okay, so there's an idiom there was an idiom in the story that meant that. And number 5, to relax and enjoy yourself a bit. Mostly women use this expression. Okay? And number 6, we have the idiom to start having some gray hair. What was the idiom that meant to start having some gray hair? Number 7, to spend time imagining things and not aware of the things around you. Okay, so what was that? And number 8, a person who wants to save as much money as possible. A person who wants to save as much money as possible. Number 9, the student. Everyone thinks the teacher likes best. What was the idiom here? And number 10, the person who takes care of the home and the family. Okay, so just to review, so number 1 was a wolf in sheep's clothing. Okay, a wolf in sheep's clothing. This was, I think, Thomas Jr. was the wolf in sheep's clothing. He was throwing stones through windows, remember? Number 2 was a couch potato, and I think that was David, the teenage boy, who was a nice boy, but he was lazy. To feel under the weather. To feel under the weather means you don't feel good. So this is my neighbor who lived upstairs. He was a translator, but he wasn't going to work because he was ill. The breadwinner, and this was his wife. This was his job. He was the breadwinner. He was the one who was taking care of the family. And to let one's hair down, this was his wife. And it means to have time to relax, is to let your hair down, and it's used for women. It's used mostly for women. Men would say to put their feet up, to relax. Okay, and to go to the next one, to go gray, this means when your hair is changing, you're becoming gray. Your hair is turning gray. And number 7, to live in a world of one's own. This is where you're just like, you're not really looking at what's happening around you. So you are in a world of your own. Maybe you're listening to music and not noticing what is happening around you. Number 8, a penny pincher is somebody who keeps the money to themselves. Number 9, the teacher's pet. This was David's sister Janet, where a teacher's pet is the person that everybody thinks is the best student. This is the teacher's pet. And a homemaker, this is the person who is taking care of the family at home. Okay, so there are 10 idioms to describe people. And I have a short review activity now. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sentences. So you have to look at the sentences and decide what is the mistake in each sentence. So, for example, number 1, he is the wolf in sheep's clothing. He is a couch potatoes. He is below the weather. Number 5, he is the bread getter. And number 5, she never has the time to leave her hairs down. Okay, actually, number 5, there are 2 mistakes. So you have number 1, he is the wolf in sheep's clothing. You would say he is a wolf in sheep's clothing. He is such a couch potato. He is below the weather. Of course, we would say he is under the weather. He's under the weather. He is the bread winner. And she never has time to let her hair down. Okay, so those are my answers, and you can compare it to the answers here on the screen. Okay. Number 6, David is going too gray here. I have number 7, he is in a world for one's own. He is a penny pinch. Susan is the teaching pet. Janet is the home baker. Okay, so you have David is going gray here. He is in a world for one's own. It's not correct. He's in a world of one's own. He is a penny pinch. No, it's not right. A penny pincher. Susan is the teacher's pet. So let's just make it teacher's. The teacher's pet. Janet is the homemaker. Like this. Okay, so that's all I have for you about the idioms to describe people. I hope that you found it interesting. Thank you for watching.